Australia has completed its first live tokenised bond repo transaction using a wholesale CBDC issued by the RBA as digital asset reform continues to progress. To unpack it, we're joined by David Lavecky from Canvas, key players in this trial. David, welcome back. Good to catch up with you again. So this is all part of Project Acacia. Tell us the role you're playing there at Canvas.
Look, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be back on your channel. What we're very proud of is that we have made Australian history yet again. After the EAUD pilot with the RBA last time, we've conducted Australia's first live repo repurchase agreement in the Australian financial market using a CBDC, which is government money, and a tokenised government bond. What that means is that we have now demonstrated with our partners, which we did in conjunction with Banking Circle, which is a global banking technology financial institution that operates also here in Australia, and Zodia Custody, Zodia Markets, which is part owned by Standard Chartered and the National Australia Bank. We've demonstrated that we can go from technology that was built in the 80s that is outdated, slow, inefficient and cost. And we've demonstrated that this transaction, which is the center of the financial markets for liquidity, can be done in seconds, utilizing new technologies to make it cheaper, faster and more efficient.
All right, so just in terms of what you're doing specifically there, so what? This is all about tokenised fixed income issuance, programmable transactions, tokenised fund units, essentially.
Yes, what we're taking is technology that was built in the 80s and we're upgrading it. We think that it's really required across financial markets, and we congratulate the Australian government and the DFCRC for pushing this forward. We're really excited to be seeing that the financial markets will be upgraded to keep us in line with some of the other world's centers of finance, like America, like in Europe, like in the UK. What we're doing is we're upgrading technology to bring it to world-class standards, and we congratulate the RBA and the DFCRC for doing this through Project Acacia.
Daniel, what's the next step?
The next step, as was made, as the comments made by Brad Jones, who's at the RBA, is that now we're looking post-Acacia for commercialization. So we're going to be working with our partners on a global basis and domestically here to upgrade finance, to bring in tokenized government bonds, and also the payment systems that need to support this. What this is going to mean for the average Aussie and for businesses in Australia is that what transactions normally take, at least what we've demonstrated in repos, is that it's bilateral. It's sometimes done over the phone, even in today's date where we're sending PDFs over email. They're still trading these multi-$100 million transactions over the phone. We're going to be making this faster and cheaper. What's that going to mean for the consumer, for Aussies? It's going to mean that they'll have lower transaction costs in their super funds, which means their super funds are going to be bigger balances and there'll be less problems. And in line with the RBA, it's going to be a much more resilient network.
Do you have a likely timeline as to when this would all go live?
We're working, as was reported by the RBA, they're actively working to create a digital financial markets sandbox, and that's going to be how they're working towards to making this happen. We're looking to commercialize as soon as possible.
Are you happy with the commitment the government has made in terms of that investment it's making into the digital asset regulatory framework?
Yeah, look, we've seen some major institutions like the ASX fail on a number of occasions. If we want to be in the global sense a secure, resilient, innovative country with financial markets to support it, we must upgrade the systems to support the new global technologies that are being implemented in the US and also in the UK, in Europe, and in key centers like Hong Kong and Singapore. We just can't have a payment system or a stock trading system or a bond trading environment where there's any downtime. It's a key requirement that's being defined by the Payment Systems Board and the RBA generally through Brad Jones, is that we need a resilient market. We also need innovation, because if you have large structures that are not innovative and not entrepreneurial, then we start to become stale, costs are going up, and that just flows through to our superannuation funds. And I know that I want to drive down costs so that here at Canvas we can help Australians in general have a better outcome in their retirement.